Welcome back, Troll Travelers. We are here today diving into the glorious 16-bit era to rank every Konami game on the Super Nintendo. If you grew up in the 90s, these games were your weekend jam. From the beat 'em up to the bullet hells, Konami was everywhere back in the day. We tackled the NES version of this before. If you have not checked out that video, it will be at the end. And of course, now it's time to see the Super Nintendo lineup, how it stacks up to that one. We're gonna be doing a tier list, so grab your pizza, grab your controller, and let's hit this tier list from Tiermaker. So here we are, here are all the games on the tier list, and we have our rankings on the side. We have our S tier, which is our godlike, our great, our good, our okay, our terrible. I never played because honestly, I might have been able to play all these games. I did play pretty much at least 90% of them, but there are some that I've not played. But to be honest, some great gems on here. Sunset Riders, Turtles in Time, Batman Returns, Adventures of Batman and Robin, Animaniacs, Contra 3. There's so many games. It's just incredible what Konami has done. I mean, Konami is still a staple to our gaming world as it is right now. So let's get into it. Let's start off with The Adventures of Batman and Robin, which is based on the animated series. It was a stylish game, but brutally hard. I'm telling you right now, we had played the Sega Genesis version and the Super Nintendo version. There is a video of us playing both games. I'll link it down below. But this game was super hard, had gorgeous visuals and music, but the difficulty was just way too hard for me. And I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm like probably one of those Batman fans that had like every single movie, watched every single, animated series, the cartoons, the, obviously all the Batman franchise movies. And I love those animated series, and this game I thought was gonna be great, but it stressed me out. And I'm not gonna put it into like the terrible tier or anything like that. I think it's still something that a lot of people want to play today. So I would have to rank this one as a good for me in games. I still think if you're going to be playing one, I would recommend more going into the Sega Genesis version of the game as well. Next game we're going to get into is Animaniacs. The Animaniacs. It was a platform with a lot of puzzle elements. You switch between Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. Obviously, my favorite one being Wacko. Great voice samples and humor, but gameplay can be a little bit clunky, and it had more fan service than finesse. I still think this game was a great game out there. I think it was a lot of fun. A lot of people enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it myself. I actually want to be playing it on stream one day. I think it's one of those games that you have to try it out. You got to play it out there because it's good. I mean, compared to other games out here that we have, I still think this will be in a category that'll be great. We can't put it godlike, because godlike is one of those games that you have to like just destroy the competition. But a great for it on Animaniacs, I give it 1.5 thumbs up. Was that right? Yeah, pretty much. All right. Next one we go to Axelay. Vertical and horizontal shooter with mode 7 effects, unique weapon system, and stunning visuals. One of the best SNES games, and it was critically overlooked. This might have been one of those games that I might have added into my underrated Super Nintendo games back in the day. I think like those type of shooters out there, you really try to find all these games like Gradius, and obviously was it 1942, all these shooters games, and they were the big thing back in the day when it came from the Atari to Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Those are the games a lot of people were playing back in the day. Axelay was one of those games that I think was great as well. I'm gonna put it into that great category as well for me. So that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm gonna be putting it at right now. And if you guys are interested in doing this tier list, I will be linking it down below as well, so you guys can do it yourself as well. And make sure to drop off a comment of what you guys did. I'd like to see what tier list and how you guys rank all these games out there. The next game that we have on our list is no other than Batman Returns for the Super Nintendo from Konami, of course. And honestly, before we go into that, I want to show you guys something very cool right now. I actually own the movie Batman Returns on a Laserdisc. If you know what a Laserdisc is, but one of these really big type of looking, almost like a record and stuff like that. Oh shoot, something I just want to show you guys. Obviously a Laserdisc, Batman Returns. Great movie, Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Danny DeVito. So one of those type of games that obviously I'm gonna be loving. We're actually playing it on our stream as well. What was it about Batman Returns that was great? If you like games like Final Fight, if you like games like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is one of those type of games that you like. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up based on the Tim Burton film. Gorgeous sprite work, moody soundtrack, and satisfying combat as well. One of the best Batman games of the era. It was a lot of Final Fight vibes with the cape. I love Final Fight. We have beaten Final Fight on our stream, and I'm excited to be playing this one as well. I remember playing it as a kid, and honestly, if I had to rank this one, I'm going to make, and I'm not saying because I'm a Batman fan, it is a god-like game. You have to play it. You have to have a vibe with it. Trust me, you cannot go wrong with Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo. Next on our list, they're biker mice from Mars. If you remember the cartoon, that cartoon was fucking great back in the day. It was racing with weapons, upgrades, and attitude based on the animated series. I think RC Pro Am meets Mad Max. It was one of those type of games that was out there, crazy, fun as well. It was deep into a game for like a licensed type of racer type of game. If you have not played it, I truly recommend it. I mean, I love the cartoons. I love the aspect of what they were trying to do with it as well. One of those type of games, I won't put it into a godlike tier, but I will put it into a great tier out there for you. We go here into now Castlevania Dracula X, and it was SNES's version of reimagining of Rondo of Blood, but not a direct port. Had gorgeous visuals, killer soundtrack, real brutal difficulty on the game. It was great, but not as great as the other Castlevania games. I think it was a good game to be playing out there, but I can't put it into a top tier like a great or a good. I'm gonna give this one are good. We'll give it a good tier. I mean, Super Nintendo and Konami, you can't go wrong with them. They're very, very good what they do. So a lot of these games you're gonna be seeing in these high tiers, but we'll get some that are going into the bottom tiers. Trust me, don't worry about it. Contra 3 Alien Wars. Before I even do anything, like, we're gonna be talking about it, of course, because we have to talk about the game. But it is 100% a godlike game. Like, if you have not played Contra 3, you have to play it. The Secret Wars are on run and gun perfection, explosions, aliens, rotating top levels, two-player co-op chaos. One of the best Super NES action games, hands down, no matter what. I remember playing this back in the day when I was a kid with my cousin, and it was a replay value of over and over and over again. You will die a lot. I will admit that on the game. You will die a lot, but it is one of those type of games that you will still love it no matter what. I recommend it 100% if you have not played it. I'm actually now interested in playing this one again. I know I played the newer version of Contra when they came out, but this one, I have to touch it again. I have to just put my hands on the original sprites of the Super Nintendo and just reimagine everything that went through in that game. All right, so now we have Cybernator. It's a mech-based run and gun, cinematic storytelling type of game. Prequel to Target Earth, gritty, intense, and memorable. It was a sibling to Metal Warriors. I kind of don't feel it was as good as Metal Warriors or other games out there as well. I think, you know, when you have games like Sunset Riders, Gradius, Metal Warriors, and others out there, I think this one kind of falls off the tip of it. I don't think it's a good game. I think it's an okay game that if you have nothing to do and you're trying to find something to play, I would give myself a chance to play it. So it's not bad. It's just not up there with the other games that you would think that you will be playing. We're gonna Gradius 3, classic horizontal shooter with customizable loadouts, infamous for slowdown, but still a blast with the epic boss fights. A must for, you know, all those type of fans out there. Just don't blink. It is a very, very good game. Gradius has always come out with their top tiers on any game that they've come out with. I think that this game is one of those underrated games that if you did not play it, you should have. And honestly, I think it's up there in the great good tier. You know, I can kind of move it up to and maybe into like a great out there for you. So maybe like a low, great, high, good. So we'll put it into the great tier for right now. Let's see how it goes. So International Super Soccer. Now there's two of them that they came out with. Now I'm gonna rank one of them. I never played this one that's here, the first one. I have played this one that's over here right now. It's Konami's version of kind of competing with FIFA. Smooth controls, great presentation, ton of teams modes, the Alejo meme as well into the game. It's a soccer sim that still holds up to this day. I would recommend people playing it. I'm still a huge FIFA fan. I still love all FIFA. I think EA Sports is the one that took over the world when it came into like all these games back in the day. I'm gonna put this one into like an okay tier. It wasn't a great for me. I don't think I was like huge into soccer as it was now, so I'm gonna put it into okay. Like if you're into soccer, I would recommend playing it. If you're not into soccer, then you can kind of like push it to the side. And here we go. One of the games that we put on our underrated tier list is none other than Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Great freaking game. Action platformer meets RPG with mini games and co-op. It's a great adventure to feudal Japan and has one of the most charming SNES games ever. It's one of those type of games that honestly it was, for me, underrated. A lot of people said it's not really underrated. I still think that it got overshadowed by obviously Link to the Past and other games as well for the Super Nintendo. It's one of those games that to this day that if you love RPGs, if you love those type of games, like if you like Link to the Past, I would recommend playing this game. Different story, different atmosphere, different everything. We'll get this one 100% into our middle tier and put it into the good. All right, Lethal Enforcers. It's a light gun shooter. It's an arcade with like a port over to the Super NES. It works best with the Konami Justifier. It is fun, but it is niche. It's one of those type of games I think that if you didn't have the actual gun to shoot, like if you had Duck Hunt and you didn't have the controller to use Duck Hunt, you had a controller with this little thing on it, or like even Terminator or any of those games that came out for those arcade ports, like Time Cop or House of the Dead. I think this one kind of like falls flat in its face on it. I didn't like it as much as other ones, and I think that honestly it was just maybe a fail for the Super Nintendo from Konami. So on my ranking on this one, I'm gonna have to give it a terrible. That's just me. That's how I feel on this one, but obviously other people have different opinions. So if you have a different opinion, hey, that's all you. All right, Metal Warriors, and I'm gonna be a little bit biased on this one. All right, it is mech comic with multiple suits, destructive environments, split screen deathmatch. It was developed by LucasArts, which you know I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but published by Konami. Car Classic, it's very expensive now, but worth every single pixel. It is fun. If you like Gundam, if you like Code Geass, if you like any of that stuff that's out there with those mechs, even Transformers back in the day, Metal Warriors is one of those type of games that you have to play. I'm not going to give it into a godlike tier, but 100% this game is one of those type of games that I will give it into a great tier out there. NBA Give and Go. Now, if you remember playing into the arcade, the one that had all the basketball players and was like, you know, very nice sprite cartoonish style, it is that game as well. It is fast-paced gameplay based on the run and gun arcade game. It's not deep but fun, especially in multiplayer. I think this game was kind of an answer to NBA Live out there and other games that came out. I think NBA, but I'm saying no, NBA came out after that one. So NBA Live was on, but obviously other games. But NBA Give and Go was one of those type of games that, you know, you could play and it was actually kind of fun to do. I would honestly God give this one, if I were to rank it, a good tier on it. You know, for sports games that's not an EA sports game, this one ranks up there into that list. NFL football. It's Konami style with American football, decent presentation, but not a standout. More simulation than arcade. Mostly for collectors or diehard retro sports fans. Honestly, God, look, you're not Madden. I'm sorry, you are going to terrible. You're not Madden. Madden was a king back in the day. Madden was the one that you wanted to go out there. Madden was the one that had the little car that comes out and picks you up and takes you into a stretcher and takes you out and might knock out 2 or 3 people. You also had on the Sega Genesis Mutant League Football, which is another great game out there. NFL football, you fell flat on your face. I know Sega had a lot of football games like Joe Montana football, Sports Talk football, and things like that, but this one fell flat for me. Prince of Persia. Now I remember Prince of Persia for the, obviously the new one that came out. We've had played the new one, and obviously for the PlayStation 1, that was a great one as well. But Super Nintendo, if you didn't know they had a Prince of Persia, yes, they had their own Prince of Persia. It was very cinematic platforming. Time limits added a lot of tension. The controls were a little stiff to me, and then it had a faithful port with a trial and error type of gameplay. It's not a bad game. I just don't think it's as good as the new ones. Maybe when you played it back in the day, it was something that you enjoyed, but honestly, I think that as you progress into like the new ones that are coming out, it kind of falls flat, and it's not something that will do a lot of replay value. Also put into my arcade section here. Sparkster, the sequel to Rocket Knight Adventures. It's fast-paced, platform with jetpack mechanics, colorful, energetic, and underrated. A hidden gem in the Super NES lineup. If you played Rocket Knight Adventures, you had a blast. And obviously that's more like the Sega Genesis version of it, but Sparkster was one of those type of games that was great on its own as well. As being the sequel to the game, I think it's one of those type of games that's a hidden gem if you haven't played it. I would truly recommend it if you like Rocket Knight. I'm going to put this one, I can't give it a grade. I think there's some other games out here that are a little bit greater than this one, but I will give it a good tier right there. Sunset Riders, all right. Billy the Kid and all those people, no, it's a Wild West running gun with floor playable cowboys, bright visuals, catchy music, and arcade style action. One of the most fun co-op games in the system. I have seen this one on the Nintendo Switch version of it. I played very little as a child on this game. I wasn't a huge cowboy person. I know everyone had like their own little like style of what they wanted to be. Like, oh, I want to be a cowboy. I was more, I wanted to be into space, Star Wars. I wanted to be a Jedi. I wanted to be a smuggler. I want to be a bounty hunter. But it was a lot of fun. This game is really, very good. If you have not played it, I 100% truly recommend it. I'm going to give Sunset Riders a good tier as well. We're going to the final leg right here for Super Castlevania IV. All right, Belmont's Whip gets a full 360 control, revolutionizing at a time, atmospheric, challenging, and beautifully designed, a top tier Castlevania and SNES classic. I play this game, holy crap. Number one, it's hard. Number two, it's amazing. Number three, it's just like you can see the going like that, just swinging it around like a crazy person out there. It was great. I enjoyed every single bit of it. I think it's one of those type of games that if you have not played Super Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo, you have missed out big time. I recommend it 100%. There it is, godlike tier right there. Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Bust Loose. It is short, sweet, great for people that love Tiny Toon Adventures. I'm a huge Tiny Toon Adventures. I would like to know, who is your favorite character from the Tiny Toon Adventures? Mine was Plucky. That was my favorite one of all time. Had a lot of zany levels and a lot of mini games into the game as well. I enjoyed it very, very much. If you have not played it, I would recommend it. Between this one and Wacky Sports, I think this one was my more favorite one of them all. That's why I was going to go into the great tier out there. Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Sports Challenge. It was sports themed mini games with Tiny Toon characters. Fun and short bursts, but not much, a lot of depth into the game. It was more novelty than must play. It's more that type of game that, you know, I like Tiny Toon Adventures. I'll play it. I like the Buster Bust Loose. Why not try this one? It kind of missed for me on a lot of marks on the type of game. I'm a huge fan of Tiny Toon Adventures. I mean, I am, but this one is going to have to go into my arcade tier. And now we go into the last three. And I'm going to throw right now, two of these are going into a godlike tier. And of course, one of them is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, legendary beat 'em with time travel co-op, and pixel perfect action. Arcade port with enhancements, cowabunga perfection. It was a top tier Super Nintendo multiplayer game. I play this game with Noob. I play this game with my friends. I play this game on my own. It is a lot of fun. I love it to death. I cannot say enough about this one. I know when they came out with the TMNT, the last one, the Reshelled or Shredder's Revenge, a lot of the levels were kind of off of Turtles in Time. I have the Cowabunga edition on both the PlayStation, because it just came out on the PlayStation or the Plus store for a monthly game, and I also have it for the Nintendo Switch. It's one of those games I can play over and over and over again. If I go to the arcade, I am there 100% playing it. I'm giving it a god tier, and you know what? I'm gonna give it a first god tier out there. It's gonna be number one. I'm actually gonna be moving this one here, and that's right now my top two games will be Turtles in Time and Contra 3. Tournament Fighters. All right, fight. You had, of course, Mortal Kombat. You had Street Fighter. You had a lot of great fighting games. Eternal Champions for Sega Genesis as well. But Tournament Fighters was a solid one-on-one fighting game that had a lot of characters that you kind of fell in love with. Like Wingnut was one character that I didn't really know that much because he wasn't that much in the cartoons, but I did fall in love with that character. It had a unique movesets, great sprite work, multiple versions across all the platforms, and it was a sleeper hit if you like fighting games. So if you were kind of like bored of the Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter games, and you love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this is a game that you had to play. I am putting this one into my great tier out there. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. We played it, we beat it, it was fun. All right. It was a top-down shooter with horror comedy vibes, saving neighbors from werewolves, aliens, and giant babies. It was co-op chaos. It was a must-play type of game. I enjoy it a lot, especially the baby. The baby, you just see it there, and you're like, what the hell am I gonna do with this thing? But it was kind of crazy because you had like Jason, you know, with a chainsaw breaking through the hedges and all that. You know, you had to jump, save the people in the water. you know, like, and everyone's just chilling, like the guys just grilling there, like, yo, I'm just grilling. A zombie comes out of nowhere, eats them up, and you're like, now what? So it was one of those type of games that was pretty cool. You had a bunch of different levels that you went through and all that stuff. I think this is probably one of my favorite games out there as well. I would actually be putting this as number 3, honestly. If I had to do my godlike tiers, I would recommend Turtles in Time, Contra 3, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Batman Returns, and Castlevania 4. Those are the main 5 games 100% that I would recommend for you all to play. Now, this is my tier list. I want to see what you guys all do. Like I said, I'm going to put the link down below in the body of the video so you guys can do it as yourself. So there you have it. That is the full Konami SNES lineup from Dracula to football that really did it all. Let me know in the comments which game you put in your S tier and which one you launched into the sun like it was terrible. We didn't have that many terrible games. We only had 2. We had literally the NFL game and Lethal Enforcer. I think Konami is just a really good hit out there. If you want to see more of these type of things, if you want me to rank Game Boy or Genesis Konami games, let me know down below what you want me to rank next, and I'll be getting out there. Make sure to like, subscribe, and smash it with the notification bell so you don't miss any other video that comes out on a weekly basis. I will love you all, and for all my retro warriors out there, peace out, and I'll see you guys on the next video.